So there's this real famous old saying that I'm sure y'all have heard before. I got it on the board here. It says, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So with me being a Miami Hurricanes fan for so long, I'm looking at this Florida State team and I'm seeing some things in this Florida State program that's eerily similar to like a 4 or 5 year stretch that our Hurricanes had in the 2000s, like the early, I guess, 2010s. All right, so I want to walk y'all through that because it might be foretelling what's going to happen this coming week when Florida State plays against Clemson. And I feel like it's only right for me to give Florida State fans a heads up on this. Before we get into it, my name is Jordan Harris. This is Sports Truth. Um, I'm your favorite host in the entire world, Jordan Harris. Make sure I put that out there. Um, Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Before you do subscribe to the channel, I gotta let you know if you're looking for skits of like men dressing like women and doing all kind of weird stuff like that, this is not the channel for you. This is what I say, sports meets logic. All right, so that's what this channel is. It's where sports meets logic. We tell you sports truth. We don't tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the topic real quick. If you wonder what I'm talking about when I say a little bit of history might be repeating itself here, first let's talk about the coach, Mike Norville. So Mike Norville came in Florida State. People were kind of like, well, yeah, he's coming from Memphis. He built a pretty cool program there. And then he had some really decent seasons, right? Let's talk about the seasons that he was able to put together at Florida State, which is really impressive. He started out 3-6 his first year. Then he went 5-7, so he improved. Then he went 10-3, ending the year ranked number 10 in the nation. That was a huge improvement because Florida State had fallen into this area where nobody was paying attention to him really. Then they followed up the next season that everybody will talk about for the next 100+ years. They went undefeated in the regular season, 13-0, and people thought that they should have gotten an opportunity to play in the playoffs. But that didn't happen. They ended up playing against Georgia in the bowl game, Orange Bowl, and getting smacked. It was like, what, 63-3 or something crazy like that. But so we know that. Currently, Florida State is 1-4. So they went up, 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 and then they just came crashing down 1-4. We have no idea what the rest of this year is going to look like, but let's just put a button in that and keep it right there. All right, so 3-6, 5-7, 10-3, 13-1, and then right now he's 1-4. He looked like he might have been the savior for Florida State at one point. Now I'm starting to hear a lot of fans pointing the finger at Mike Norville, saying that he's the problem, saying that a lot of the issue might be the fact that he relies too heavily on the transfer portal, doesn't focus as much on the day-to-day, week-to-week high school recruiting, which I think is a big part of the reason why the program looks the way it looks right now. So now let's go ahead and switch gears and we'll talk about the history that I'm referring to. The history that I'm referring to is this guy down here at the bottom of the screen, one of my least favorite coaches of all time, the Orange Tie himself, Al Golden. So Al Golden came to the Hurricanes. When he was hired, it was pretty similar to Mike Norvell. Like, okay, he came from Temple, small program, made it respectable. It looks pretty nice now. Let's see if he can repeat that with better quality players on his team, right? So in 2011, he was 6-6. That was definitely expected because the program was in a bad spot. Then he jumped to 7-5, quite a little improvement. Then 9-4. During that 9-4 season, the Hurricanes actually started off exceptionally well, and they were ranked number 7 in the nation. I don't remember which week it was. It might have been like after week 4 or week 5 or something. Jumped all the way up to number 7 in the nation. So it was looking like Al Golden just might be the savior that the Hurricanes were looking for all these years. He looked like he was actually turning some things around. But then we lost one game, and then it just went bad after that. Ended up finishing the season 9-4. The next year, so we went 6-6, 7-5, 9-4, progressing just like Mike Norvell. And then it came down 6-7 the next year. So it was like, oh, okay, not so great. Didn't go so well. Finished the season 3-5 in that conference. Then the next year started off pretty rocky again. We were 4-2 because there were high expectations for the Hurricanes because it looked like they had finally gotten some really good talent in. It looked like they were starting to understand what Al Golden was preaching to them all these years. And this was his, fifth season. It's his program now. And it's not that he's taking it over from Randy Shannon or anybody else. This is his program by now, which is the same situation that Mike Norvell's in. So start off the season 4-2. So not terrible, but it was a little rocky. People were a little concerned about some things that's going on in the program. And then we went to Clemson. The Miami Hurricanes went to Clemson and, didn't go to Clemson. It was actually a home game. And nobody knew what to expect. The fans were starting to get a little irritated with Al Golden. Started hearing people in the comment section or reading in the comment section that fans were like, get this fool out of here. He's not the guy to fix this program. Airplanes started flying banners across the stadium saying, fire Al Golden. It started getting a little ugly. Then Clemson came to town. Home game. Everybody's excited to see, okay, maybe he can put something together and he can shut up all these naysayers. Well, at the end of the day, the Hurricanes lost 58-0. 58-0 to Clemson. And basically Al Golden was fired before he got into the locker room. It was over. So the next day he got fired, finishing his season 4-3. So he only coached 7 games that year. And we were 1-2 in the ACC. So if you look at this, the trajectory is really similar. It's like Mike Norville and Al Golden came in, they worked at these decent programs, and they built them up to looking respectable. Then they come to the ACC. They start off just kind of like, but wasn't much expected because their talent level in that program wasn't the greatest. The trajectory of the program was going pretty bad when they took it over. So the first season wasn't a lot expected. And then the next season they improve. And then the next season they improve. And then the next season it's kind of like, okay, maybe it's going all right. And then all of a sudden it's just this cliffhanger. It's just not a cliffhanger, but just a nosedive. And when the Clemson week came, it ended for Al Golden. So Clemson's coming this week to Florida State. And it just might repeat it. I'm telling you, history just might repeat itself because Florida State looks like a mess right now. The defense does not look respectable. The offense looks crazy, doesn't know what it wants to do. Screen passes, they don't know what they want to do. They don't want to run the ball. They can't run the ball with the quarterback. They try to do a quarterback keeper on an option, and he fumbles, and he looks slower than me. It looks bad. And then you don't even know who's going to be the quarterback this coming week. So this Clemson game, I know Mike Norvell has a crazy, crazy buyout, and I think Al Golden's buyout was like $2 million, which is not a whole lot. But I'm not sure. Mike Norvell's buyout is kind of crazy, so it doesn't look likely that he will ever get fired. But don't be shocked if Florida State gets killed 40-0 or it's 42-0. Don't be shocked if that happens. And then he is effectively done. He gets a conversation from the higher up saying this will probably be your last season. So just know that it's probably pretty much over. That's kind of what I'm expecting is going to happen, where Florida State just gets manhandled, 42-0, 42-3, 42-6, something crazy like that by Clemson, just like Al Golden got with the Hurricanes. And then soon after that, his tenure with Florida State ends. Whether he jumps and goes somewhere else or I don't know what's going to happen with him. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the beginning of the end for Mike Norvell at Florida State. That's my thoughts on it. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comment section. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I truly appreciate that. Take care. God bless. Peace.